Today we're talking about Chemtane 2. This is arguably the highest performing fuel gas on the market. It's a mixture of propane and Chemtane's proprietary formula, and it yields the highest flame temperature and most BTU per cubic foot of any fuel gas available today. For reference, it produces about double the BTU per cubic foot when compared with acetylene. You can use this gas for cutting, heating, brazing, and other applications. From a safety perspective, it's a stable gas, and it's safe to use on all pressures, unlike acetylene being limited to 15 psi. Chemtane has a lower explosive limit, and it's far more resistant to flashback and backfires. It burns clean, and you're not going to have soot all over the place in your shop, and more importantly, in your lungs. Performance-wise, Chemtane has the highest flame temperature of any fuel gas at 5,800 degrees Fahrenheit. But this is not nearly as important as the BTUs per cubic foot. Once you realize your full BTU potential, it allows for an extremely fast preheat. As you probably know, acetylene's withdrawal rate is limited to 1/7 of the cylinder volume per hour. Chemtane does not share this problem, as you can easily increase your cylinder size to match your desired withdrawal rate. You can also count on a slightly faster travel speed, which really only matters when you're running a barrel torch on, say, a radiograph or beveling pipe with your Matthew saddle or band crawler. But you can certainly notice the change in pace when cutting by hand. You're looking for that whistle. That's what you want. You'll notice Chemtane has a broad flame range adjustment, which makes it easy to find that neutral flame. Once you're all practiced up, you'll notice significantly less slag and less hardening of the cut face on your steel. Now, the best part about Chemtane is without a doubt the cost, or lack thereof. While the cost of your Chemtane cylinder will vary depending on your location, it's going to be similar to an equivalent size acetylene cylinder. Take an 100-pound cylinder of Chemtane for an example. When you compare that cost with the largest available acetylene cylinder, that's a 350 cubic foot or 10 cubic meter cylinder, Chemtane will last 3 times longer when you're heating with a rosebud and roughly 5 times longer when cutting. That's significant savings on your fuel gas, and not to mention the added BTU and increased performance. This also means less cylinder handling and less cylinder swaps in and out of the bottle cart or the welding rig. At the end of the day, Chemtane provides more BTUs per dollar at the tip of your torch, making you and your equipment more productive. There is a bit of a learning curve and a few upgrades you'll need to consider when making the switch from acetylene to Chemtane. One absolute upgrade you'll need to make is cutting tips. You're going to need a 2-piece tip. The nice thing about a 2-piece tip is that it lasts 2 to 3 times longer than a traditional single-piece tip, as the spine is recessed inside the outer shell, so it protects from slag and debris. While your acetylene R-grade hose will do the job for a while, I recommend picking up a T-grade hose with a neoprene core and upgrading your acetylene regulator to a propane style regulator at your first opportunity. Since the majority of your BTUs are in the secondary flame versus the primary flame, like when running an acetylene torch, you don't have to be so strict with your standoff. You can get away with a little higher, or a lot higher. Obviously, you'd never cut like this, but it goes to show the potential of Chemtane. If for whatever reason your flame goes out, you don't even have to touch your fuel gas or your oxygen settings. Simply relight your torch and you're back in business. You're probably thinking, I don't want to change the diameter of my cylinders. Well, in most cases you don't have to, or it's a very slight change. Chemtane's available in a healthy variety of cylinders that will fit in the slot of your truck or your bottle cart. If you'd like to step into the future and get your hands on a cylinder of Chemtane, reach out to your local welding distributor or myself and we'll get you up and running. It's time to leave acetylene behind. You won't regret it.